he was very smart, grandfather. And he learned to go work and all that. And before he come with the telephone company, he worked for the electric company. He was laid off. And he went into business.
This is Graham's father? He went
No, this is your grandfather.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Grandfather, my father.
Yeah.
And they started, that's when electricity was just coming out. And all the houses need to be wired up there. So he thought he would go into business with this guy. Now, he didn't have any money. But the other guy, it didn't work out. They lost the business. So then Dan had to.
Well, Uncle Kieran was a fire boss in the mines.
That's that Lolly's husband.
He had to go down the mines at 3 o'clock in the morning to see that everything was clear for the miners. We lived on top of the mines.
Yes,
We had to move from where we were, and they built those homes just for bosses. And it was a big house, wasn't it, Agnes? Big
It was
house.
a twin house like this
And all the bosses
Exactly
lived
like
there on top of the hill.
that we lived in.
And
Twin house. All the houses are twin houses up there.
that's where she was born.
But I mean, I can remember this because this had gone back. I mean, before electricity,
They
They
built
had the
special
kerosene
houses
lamps.
for them.
they cooked in the coal stove. The miners come in. They had no bathtubs. The big black, pitch black, the miner's dirt. And before you'd have your supper, you put the supper out. That you'd set up, they had the kettle getting hot on the stove, and then you'd fill the tin bathtub up with, so they could get their bath in the kitchen. So that, and then when they got their bath and everything else like that, then we would sit down and eat. But that'd be black, it was sad to see. Men were coming in from work that way, so the coal dust on them.
Yeah.
And then your Uncle Ed got the miner's dust in his life. Then one of Graham's brothers had a great big bar. Remember what was his name? The one that had the big bar up there.
Oh, Marty Connors
He had a
in
great-
Frackville.
Great big bar.
He had a bar. Big bar in Frackville. He died right after.
This big heavy fat guy. But he had a very successful
He
bar.
did. They were well liked.
But he
He had a nice, a big bar and
his wife separated.
eating house.
They're separated. They divorced. I think he'd be married, but he didn't live with us. Then your Aunt Rose and your Uncle Ed. I was very close to them. I used to spend all my summers with them. But then he died. He had that lung cancer. The coal miners dust in them. And then she died, and I think she died of a broken heart because they were very close. She went up to live near her daughter-in-law, but I think she was very lonesome, and she missed up the state, and they found her dead. One day they went in and found her dead. She got a little apartment near her daughter, and her daughter became very wealthy. He was the one daughter, he was worked, he couldn't get a job, and they dug ditches and like that, and he got in when television started coming out, got in, and he discovered a way of wiring up this special way that up from the astronauts, and he sold the patent to this, and they become very, very wealthy from this one.
This is Ed Connor's son?
Son-in-law.
Son-in-law.
Yeah. Now one of Ed's Connors, Bobby, that I grew up with, he just died. He just died about a year
Which
ago.
son-in-law was this that was with?
This is his daughter's.
Do you remember
youngest
names?
daughter. What was Uncle Ed's daughter?
Who?
What was Uncle Ed's daughter's name? Remember? the young daughter, she was like a change of life baby. What was her name?
Margaret.
Huh? Margie.
Margie.
Margie Connors.
Yeah. But we don't know them. We haven't seen them. And
Well,
I
he
don't know
had
where
a
she
son
lives.
too,
What-
Bobby.
Yeah, well, he died.
Yeah.
Well, the other one we've been keeping contact with is Earl Connors all these years. right?
Yeah.
And then all the other ones we just lost contact
Oh,
with.
when Uncle Ed died and Uncle Tom just died. Uncle Tom he'd go away on trips and he was the type to travel with his work, so we only saw him. And Uncle Vincent we were very close to, but he died. He died about 15 years ago. Say, and Aunt Rose and Uncle Ed we were very close to, but then they died. Say, so.
And Grandpa's the oldest? One of the oldest?
No.
One of the youngest?
No, he wasn't.
In the middle?
Uncle.
He was in the
Earl
middle?
is the youngest.
Uh,
Earl is, I'd say, about 12 years older than me. He was very young.
well, what was the relation to Aunt Lolly to name that? She was...
What was the relation to Aunt Lily to you, Mom? She was your brother's or your sister?
My father's sister.
Father's sister.
father's sister.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, another Anne, Annie, that's Agnes Masterson's mother.
Mm-hmm.
That's Aunt Lily's sister. That's Aunt Lily's sister. That's Agnes's,
Yeah, but she died.
yeah, oh, she was good to me. I spent most of the time with her. I was from her to Lily's and then to my stepmother's. When I'd want something to wear, I'd go to my father. I'd have something else to wear. I'd go to them. They'll buy this for you. They'll buy that for you.
Did you? Why did your grandfather leave Ireland? And why did they all come over here? Why?
Oh, they couldn't get. Well, they come out. The work was too hard, and the homes was terrible over there. They said. So my father was only. He was only 3-year-old, I think, when they took him out. And the work was terrible. And the home scene was now it's better. But he came out and he got a job here.
How come they went up to Pennsylvania?
Huh?
Well, how come they went to Pennsylvania? How come? How come they went up there?
Well, we had relatives named Jugans,
Uh-huh.
and they lived there. And where were those? Oh, we had relatives all over. Mayfield, Hazelton, I still have them.
How come they left upstate Pennsylvania? How come Aunt Lolly and all left there and come down to Philadelphia?
Flaherty.
Yeah, how come they come to Philly?
And
Oh,
then
they
his
get
name,
work.
last name was Flaherty?
Yeah, Flaherty.
To get work.
Flaherty, yeah.
Well, the mines was
Mary
good, you know,
Flaherty.
then. And,
No, but they left there then, and they bought a property in Philadelphia, didn't they? And Lolly?
Uncle Ed did.
No.
Agnes Masterson's,
Yeah, but Aunt Lolly did too. They come,
oh yeah. And Lolly moved from Maple Hill to Philadelphia. And Uncle Hen bought a house in
Summer Street.
on Center Street there.
Summer Street.
Yeah, he bought a house there. That was a nice house, wasn't it?
She got
No.
She got a lot of. She sold that for I think she got 40-some thousand for that house.
That
Oh,
was,
it
that
was
was good
big.
money.
And the yard you could plant. He was going to build an apartment house on the ground. But I know they talked him out of it. She said, "You're too old to build an apartment house." She said, "Who's going to take care of it?" But they owned, there are about a lot of, I think 3 apartments there where they were, but he wanted to build an apartment house on the ground. She got good money for that house that's how she bought before. Yeah. The Kerry Gaughn. Oh.
How's he doing?
Hang it in there.
I get it. So then you moved down here then, right? And you lived in the inlet, right?
Yeah.
You-
Well, Dad, when we moved. He worked he got work in Shamokin. We lived in Shamokin when we moved down here. And the mines folded up. They laid off all the men. And I had the bulletin, and I said, "Oh, gee, look at all the work in Philadelphia." And I didn't tell him. But I saw, he was an electrician. He was in business himself, Dad.
Oh,
Dad
yeah?
was in the electric business, but
I
the
didn't know
people
that.
owed him a lot of money. He worked, I don't know how many houses and got stuck. And we had to pay back all that loan. I think it was about $400 I had to pay back that he borrowed. Him and another guy, the other guy skipped out. We had to pay it. So anyway, I said, "Well, what are we going to do?" I said, I read this article in the paper, this advertisement for jobs. They were looking for electricians, and I didn't say a word to them. But I wrote a letter and I signed his name, that he was working for the electric company. And my cousin, she was the head over the electric light company in Shando. She was the head bookkeeper, and I gave her address to the company, and she called me up. She said, "Mary, have you got trouble?" I said, "Yes, Jim's out of work." She said, "All right, I have a letter here," and she said, "Bowers is here in the office that you nursed him in the hospital. He's the head supervisor." He said, "He's going to sign the name too." And he signed the name, and he did. And Dad it was a couple of days, the letter come back. There were a job waiting for you. And I thought, well, how am I going to tell Jim when he comes home that he's a job in Philadelphia? I said, "Jim, don't get mad at me." But I said, I wrote and answered that ad in the paper and signed your name. "Oh, that's swell." He said, I called up my aunt, and I said, "Can Jim stay there a while?" She said, "Oh, sure." I said, "He got work in Philadelphia." And he got it. And then he got shipped down here. He got shipped down here. Yeah.
Now this was for the
I
electric
answered
company.
the ad in the paper.
Not down here,
Uh-huh.
for a telephone
Oh, okay. So after he got to work at the electric company, he got a job
company. Laid off. Yeah, he's laid off.
with the phone company.
And then he went into business for himself. I'm so hot.
Mm.
And then he got to go down here then. But the funny part, what I'm gonna tell you about that, he only went to second grade, but he lied to get into the telephone company. He said he had high school education. Well, he didn't check. But coming down the train, and you have to take tests, you know.
Sure.
And he come down from the train, he just happened to read about this river that ran through Ohio. Just read, you know, and of course he think. And the funny part of it is a coincidence. But one of the questions on it, on the thing, without the other, one, what river runs through Ohio? And he was able to answer, you know. And he was deaf in one ear. It's like, yeah, when he
Your
went-
grandpa's?
Yeah. He
Didn't know
went to-
that.
Yeah, when he went to take the physical. That was why he never got into the First World War.
Grandpa's definitely in there, I remember
At
that.
the very end of that year, during the
He
war.
always seemed like he could hear very well.
Yeah, one ear he could, but if you were told to him the other ear, he couldn't.
Don't know.
And when he would go to sleep, he'd always put the ear that, you know, was good down, so he could sleep. But, so anyway, he answered that question, and then which was good, because it helped towards the points for him to pass, see. And then the position of the ear that the words bounce somewhere, and he was able to hear out of the bad ear to pass the physical. See, but he was very underweight as a young boy growing up, and he wanted to get into the service, the First World War, and he said that somebody had told him that he eats a lot of bananas before they get a recruiting office that'll put weight, but they still didn't pass him.
Oh, he didn't get passed because he was underweight?
He was between that year and that, so that he never went into was in the war, so, you know. Yeah, but he wanted to, you know, get in, but he couldn't. But he was, as a young man, he was very thin, very thin. In fact, most of his brothers were very thin, except one was
Well, he
heavy.
was thin when he was...
Marty was heavy, the one that had the
He
ball.
was always thin.
Yeah,
He
very
was always
thin,
thin.
very thin.